Hi guys, welcome to
MOseries
with OlaRotimi
and more in OlaRotimi.
and get set for a great encounter.
Oh,
Alright, good.
experience encounter. Encounter in a church.
Welcome to Glory House.
Wow.
You're set for an encounter.
No, it's experience.
Alright, experience.
Good.
Alright.
Hi guys.
Welcome to MOseries. We're to say together.
Hi guys, welcome to MOseries
with OlaRotimi
and more in OlaRotimi
and get set for a wonderful
experience. Today, talking from our last conversation, where we talked about our perspectives, different perspectives we had about each other. Today, we are going to talk about at what point did we connect.
Yeah, our connecting
points. So stay tuned.
And just if this is your first time being on our YouTube channel, please do like, share, and subscribe, and much more. Tell us where you're watching from.
Comment.
Yes, just join me. All right. So the last time I started. You want to do.
Okay, fine. So at what point? Say that
we
start.
Yes.
All right, fine. At what point did we connect? At what point did you find me interesting? Like someone you want to live the rest of your life. What was your connecting point? At what point was it that you?
Okay, I clicked. All right. First of all, I was going through a lot of busy schedules around my life then.
I thought you were
ministry.
What? Okay, no, just go.
Ministry, building things, developing people, and all of that. And so for me then, when the Lord first, like I said, okay, the primary basis on which I make any decision, especially as it concerns life relationships, is the point of conviction.
Okay.
And so somehow, yes, I may not have, I got cleared in my spirit. First of all, I know I had seen in a vision, and I know some people don't believe still that there are still visions.
You saw my face?
Yes.
Like my face?
Yeah, no, chill out, come. God has your passport. All right. But jokes off, all right. I saw your face, and it was a bit somehow because I remember even at normal level of relationship,
we were not. Yes,
there was nothing much. And for me, I had a lot going on around me then, and so there was no clicking until I remember last year. When I was praying one time, I was living in the city of Kaduna then. Was that last of year? Okay, yes, last of year. Yes, that would be few days before my sister went to be with the Lord.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember I was praying for the city of Kafanchan, and the Lord would bring up your matter to me. And then I was like, wow, okay, fine. It had nothing to do with relationship. It had nothing to do with emotional connection and all of that. So I knew I had your number. So in order to find a way to just reach out and pass the message to you, if you remember.
That was when you called to ask if I was fine, what was happening,
yes,
was there health
and
challenge?
this was months apart.
Yes.
Of you blacklisting me when it comes to like don't literally guys, don't worry. Like just leave it, okay? She's very full of herself. I'm joking. Actually off the grid. Okay, so all our contacts, all our communication at that point had always been based on business, self-development and nothing. So we had not even spoken in months, if I'm not mistaken. And then it kept on coming up. And seeing that the prompting kept on coming up, I remember then it was one night I had to send you a message. How are you? Is everything okay? In order to, as God sends you, it's in obeying God's instruction. You understand? There was nothing around it. And then, you shared a few things, and then we prayed together. Yes. And then that was it.
Man of God.
Few days later, to be very sincere, I think that was 2 days or 3 days before my sister passed. And then I remember coming to CAF I remember then there was kidnapping on the road, but I left by 8:30 p.m.
Very late.
Got to CAF at around almost 12 and went straight to the church to go and strengthen myself before coming out. And then on the next day, my brother's coming, and then you called me. You called to check
I
up
was
on me,
always
and it
checking
was
up
a
on you
long.
that time.
I did not know.
I know.
It was.
I was checking up on
Yes,
you.
good. Okay, so and it was a long conversation, and my brother said, "Like, who's this?" I said, "Come, me."
When you went to cut your hair,
Yeah.
I remember.
Jesus. Like for
I
me, I
remember.
was just like, okay.
And was it a video call?
No, it was
But at
just
some point we switched to video.
switched to video.
Oh
Come and see where I was holding pole. You know, I was just dangling. Do you understand? But my brothers were like, "Who is this?" And then who's this person? I was like, she's the one. But we're just talking, just
Yes.
nothing. There was nothing on and all of that. And I remember the next day we buried my sister, and I had to go back to Kaduna to preach that same day. So after we buried her, I was on my own. People were like, where are you going to? But I remember on the road we were always like, are you going back? And all of that. I was like, went back, preached, and then went to cry in the night because somehow we touched. So, but later, you're talking about connecting points. I want to say it's not just a one-time thing. It's a journey.
Oh, okay.
So gradually, once in a while, see what you do. All right, because cute houses has always been an inspiration. Okay, and then even in Kaduna, there, I remember talking with one of my guys, Chawe Dogara.
Okay.
Yes, Pastor Chawe. He was in charge of Kaduna then for our ministry, and then he was like, look at what this lady is doing, awesome. And I said, wow, good, beautiful. And then I remember once in a while there was interaction just on growth, development, and all of that. And then I remember very clearly, I think it was in the month of August, the beginning of August, ending of July, mid-July, the beginning of August, we started conversing a little bit more often.
Yes.
Okay, because at that point, I started seeing certain.
Were you back to CAP then?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I think I came to Kaduna one time.
Yes.
And I met you at
Okay, the funny thing was that yes, you told me you're coming to Kaduna, and I was going with my guys to Itis. We agreed to meet at Itis, but we did not know you were there, so we were with
guys. I have a story to tell you. Daddy. Do you know I went to see Man of God at Itis? He was there with his siblings. When I got there before you. He highlighted from bike, and guess what? Before I crossed, the Man of God was praying for the bike man. I said, this bike man is in trouble today. He must cut. When I met you, I think I asked you why. I asked you why, right? Why were you praying for him?
Yes.
He preached to the bike man on his bike, and the bike man gave his life to Christ. That was mind blowing for me.
Yeah. So I must say clearly, for me, it's an art I learned with my mother while we were growing up. There was no bike man that we entered who did not hear about Jesus. But Christ. Concerning that guy, God was very definite. He had been a part of a cult, had been to prison, and then as I sat on the bike, the Holy Spirit started talking to me, and I was telling him word for word. And so when we got, as at the time we had arrived, it was barely just 5 to 7 minutes from my house to that place. We had downloaded the whole detail to him, and he just had to stop to ask, "Who are you?" And then we led him to the Lord, invited him for a meeting, and then only for me to turn across the road.
I was there.
He was there. Somehow I felt it off because it was very clear for her she did not want a pastor, a man, and then she caught me in the act. But there was no problem. For me, it was God's will, and that was it. And so I think after
it was a journey.
Yes, the journey of communication and much more growth. See, I think I must say this very clearly. At that point, I noticed your desire to grow. So much so that when it came to the point of personal development, which happens to be an area of specialty for me, something shocked me. So your meeting. And then stand out. Yes, stand out. You invited me for stand out. And the funny thing was this. When it comes to personal development, it's different from preaching. So I charge. And then my PA as at that year.
That Chawi Dogara he's talking about.
Chawi Dogara, yeah.
Hey God.
Yes, clap for you. Okay. Like, the funny thing was that I will go to the back and shoot her and tell her calm down with the process, because to get me, especially through that route, can be demanding. If it's ministry, differently, freely, okay? But through that route, I paid to learn. So there's an area that concerns charging on that part. So she would tell me the rules are too much, the forms to fill are too much, the process is too much. And then I would tell, at a point, even she got angry one day with me. She got angry, almost crying. That I know you. So you're saying,
yes, I told my friend, I said, I don't think this is worth it. How do I know this person? And it's so hard to assess him. I was so angry because I was going through a lot of pressure. I mean, this program was not just for me. I was doing it for my girls
and
because
they
I
may not
needed
have
them
known
to
the value
grow,
as at that point.
and they were not paying a dime, and they were charging me 150, and it was just a lot happening for me at that point. If I'm paying, I felt like I was paying much, and then if I was paying that much, I didn't think the procedure should be that choky for me. See, you don't understand, we don't pay for value in this place. So it was strange for me actually. But he would encourage me to say, oh, don't worry, just pay. I didn't know he had other plans though. He had other plans. He actually gave me a very good discount. I didn't pay 150 at the end. He gave me a very good discount, but Mr. Chawi was not nice.
He was not bending. And you know the funny thing, at a point he wanted to bend. I said no. Because at that point, I had started sensing that this relationship was going to be serious. There was no guarantee on a
I was not liking you because
life
of all those
relationship.
things
No,
that time.
the funny thing was that for me, it was about bringing you into my space. And if you were going to come into my space, it was nothing, almost nothing about love and all of that.
Do you know that those things that were happening made me agree to some of the perspective I heard about you? Yes, because I felt like, oh,
What's this guy?
Do you get? So when I've heard people say, oh, that man can be hard to get. He can be this, can be that. So I'm like, oh, I'm experiencing it.
First hand. All right. So I will come to the back. I'll tell you, no, let him be strict with it. The reason was because I knew that if you were going to be anywhere around my space, it was nothing about a relationship or that will lead to marriage. But I knew, I had sensed, I had studied a little bit, and I discovered that when you're in somebody's life, you're really there. So I wanted you to be clear at my stand. Yes. Very clear. Because if I can't get it with you, you reflect an exemplary life to a lot of people. If it's not straight with you, I will bend the rule for many others. Yeah. So at a point, I remember one night she blasted. She was like, I know you yet. So what's the proof that I know you? I said the proof that you know me is that the first law is that you've got to go through the protocol. Yes. I remember you said that. Nobody should come into your space and value it until they've understood your protocol. And you know the set of that training with are doing exceptional. The set of girls you did the training. Some are in Jos, some are in Kaduna, some are in Abuja. They are doing well. Like in the end, and the funny thing was that the 150 was not just that. We took the accommodation she would feeding every day. Yeah. We stocked the room with fruits, drinks, water. See, no, real truth. Okay. Not the only salon we do for Cute House. You get it. Come to Cute House. Let me advertise. Come to Cute House Beauty Salon and learn. Come to Cute House Academy and learn beyond skills. I can tell you that for people. This is beyond. You see, our relationship as a couple today is beyond just the emotional standpoint. No, it came from a perspective of mutual respect for the value on each other. Are we together? And the beautiful thing was that it was not just about the payment or the accommodation or the welfare. No, the funny thing was this: we had to ensure that the engagement of activity was to the fullest. So when I said it was this time, it was that time. When, like, literally. So we had to ensure that most of these things were in check. Now the funny thing was that during that event, I saw the way you had taken control of the situation. Yeah. So much so, to be very sincere, she paid me but I paid back. No, real truth.
I told you gave me a very good discount.
Yes, real truth. Because I had seen the effort which you put to everything you did firsthand.
Yeah.
Different from what I was seeing online. Okay, and so the first day was beautiful. Beautiful. We had started talking there, and it was exciting to see you, and hey, okay, beautiful. And then the connecting point was always on. All right, and then the second day and the third day, and at a point during the event, I was studying for you. In fact, my mother reached out on the third day that what she's seen online, she wants to be a part of it. So she had to come the last day. And then the funny thing was,
had you said something to your mom before then?
Yes, I told her that I've been talking to this person. Yes, do you understand? Just basically, funnily enough, because she'd always, and then there is a flyer all of a sudden out there, bam, I'm there, come, what's up? I'm like, we're talking, it's just we've been relating. And then the more I noticed something with you during the training exercise, and that was the fact that you were not seeing the expenditure you made for the event. You were so engrossed with the value you're getting.
Oh God.
See, I brought out my can of best. Do you understand? Like, even when I was done, I knew that I put in my best because this person had seen value. And that's one thing value does. So, and that's one thing value does. Value makes you not to see the expenditure monetarily.
Yeah.
So I could see your appreciation to value. And just as we were sharing a few seconds ago,
even gave you a gift.
Yeah, no, I'm coming to that point. I'm coming to that point. Do you understand? I can say I was, humbly speaking, this is not bragging. I'm smart. No, really, jokes up.
You are.
See, when we were done, of the expenses she was complaining about, she gave me a whole set of lighting.
Yes, ring light.
Ring light. Trust me. And guess what? I was like, wow. At the end, I wish we put pictures. You could check the pictures too after the video.
Check them online.
And then, like we were we exhausted the value, and I knew that you were going to apply it. Like I knew you were so going to apply it. It's not just mental desire. It comes with training. It comes with development. It comes with time, intentionality. And you know what? That's one thing I saw about you. I have certain core values, babe. See, you always want to learn. My God, like I remember even when your value added classes started officially.
Being a winning mindset is not in the things you achieve, it's in who you become while achieving those things.
We'll go through materials, we'll go through stuff, we'll write them down in detail. We started writing goals. I remember last year, at the beginning of last year,
we wrote. Now we were not in. We were not. No, we're in relationship.
No, we're in relationship because we started our relationship officially in October last year, October.
And so, but we had to write our goals early last year.
I saw this woman,
and we ticked, like those goals were ticked.
For some of you who just said we came on the scene, and it looked as though our engagement was surprising. That's for you. I started doing work on the ground. I will not remember that same year you had your graduation at Unity. From using the shop environment, you moved it to an event place. Unity Wonderland.
And last year we had that new
choice, a bigger one. And trust me, it was all packed full. And the funny thing was that during the first year, seeing that development comes with people taking their spotlight. I remember you invited me for the event, and I said no. Sorry.
And he trained. Let me say something.
Okay.
At the event, during the event, he trained our protocol guys for free. And believe me, those guys did exceptionally well. In that, people were making reference to those guys.
Activity,
yes. You are like, who trained those guys? How did they? Those guys were just,
humbly speaking. You see, whenever you see the footprint of excellence. Somehow, if you're underground, though, our hand is this tight. Let me advertise.
it's safe to say that our connecting point was
on value
value.
building.
Yes. Was
Value,
value.
oh babe, see. And your love for God. Jesus. My God, I feel like jumping up now.
This is not your book.
Is it? No, real truth. Real truth. Real truth. And do you know the funny thing was that even when we were dating or courting, okay, when I would do jobs for you, I would insist you pay me.
Flyer, 5K.
Like, okay, for some of you don't know,
but I will still come back and collect it somehow.
I have a skill. I play quite almost all the instruments you can directly mention. I have skills and all of that. The funny thing is this: I would insist she pays, right? And the reason was not because and finally she still collect the money back, but the reason was for her to make value more premium than emotional connect. And today it has become the bedrock of our relationship. So for me, I cannot say my connecting was a line. So I just call it for me connecting line. And so with this, for me, this is where
we're gonna end for today's
the next time.
Next
time I will be the one asking you for your connecting line. And trust me, I can't wait to hear a lot. All right.
So for today, that's that for today. I hope you're able to learn something. So next week,
I'd like to say this. If you were a student in that class and you're watching this right now, please, I'd like you to consciously just comment. What was the name of it? I was a product of standout. I remember we had a hashtag from Kafanchan to the world.
If you were on Facebook doing that,
if you were a product of that training, wherever you are. Now, I just want to be very clear that it was not only salvation people got changed. It was not a preaching meeting. It was personal development.
It was the last day we
trust me, we do it. And right now she's a master in it. Like, there's a lot of things I've learned from her. And she's learned.
I'm not sure about that.
Next time, if you like this video, if this video blessed you,
like, share, comment, recommend. Thank you.
God bless
you. God bless you. See you next
time.
time. Bye.
Thank you.